Well, good evening, greetings, and salutations. This is Passionate Bliss, and I'm here again tonight with questions, comments, useless facts about me. But first, go to my YouTube channel, Passionate Bliss. Comment, like, subscribe, share, and I will talk to you over there. Eventually, I will only be over there as I roll out my Blacklove t shirt collection. My Blacklove t shirt collection is currently available at my online store, mypassionatebliss.myshopify.com. We've got sweatshirts, hoodies, and t-shirts, whatever you need. Okay, it's our first edition, Black Love. All right, and so my thoughts for today were this, centered around love again, because this is a relationship channel. Last week we talked about love, we defined love, we settled on a definition, and we proceeded forward from there. Okay, and so my questions tonight are these: how can you tell if someone loves you? Okay, how can you tell if someone who says they love you really doesn't love you? Okay, and is it more important to you that you refuse to change ways that you show love? Is it more important that you remain comfortable in expressing love, or is the relationship you're in important enough that you want to find out how that person perceives love and give them what they feel like is love, not what you feel like is love? It, how important is that to you? How important is that in comparison to the relationship and watching it thrive and grow? Okay, and my quote for today is this: my favorite part of the day is when we say I love you. Okay, and that could be anytime. It could be in the morning, it could be in the evening, it could be after each phone call. You can say that. You can never say I love you enough. Okay, and so the basis of my thought patterns for tonight and even for the rest of the week is a book written by Gary Chapman in 1992 called 5 Ways to Express and Explore Love Between Romantic Partners, also known as love languages, 5 love languages. Okay, because one thing that we have come to know is that certain people, what they call love and what they experience love, may not be my definition of what love is and how love looks and feels and talks and acts. Because you hear people saying all kinds of things to each other, and that's love to them. And then, I'll say, that's not love to me. Don't talk to me like that. So, it's so many different ways that people express love depending on where they came from, depending on how they were raised, depending on, their parents and their family dynamics. So if you are in a relationship that you want to thrive, then it would behoove you to find out how your partner perceives love. What's love to them? So there are 5 love languages, and tonight we're going to express one, and we're going to practice it tomorrow. Okay, and so I'll give you some tips and ideas on this particular love language. In this book, the author stated that you will have a primary love language and a secondary love language. Okay, and you can easily Google the love language test, take the little quiz, and you can find out what your love language is. And maybe you can have your partner do it. I had someone tell me, go take the test and tell me what your love language is once. Okay, and so and that was someone I was newly meeting. And so it's something that you can do to make sure you're on track. And if you're not, if it's a new relationship, make sure you get on track, okay? And make sure you stay on track if you want that relationship to grow and thrive and become something really good that, you both feel good about. Because the definition we settled on for love was this: an intense feeling of deep affection, fondness, tenderness, warmth, intimacy, and attachment. So it's a feeling. So it's very important that the person that you are with feels loved. Isn't it important to you that you feel love if you're in a relationship? If you don't feel loved, how can that relationship grow and become anything worth having? Okay? And so we do have some examples about words of affirmation. That's the first one, the first love language, okay? Because we, have grown up, some of us hearing sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. But that is not true if you're someone who needs words of affirmation to feel loved. It will hurt you very much, very much, if your partner is saying things to you that are not loving, okay? And so these are some examples of things that are loving. And then I also wanted to give you a few things that are not loving to say. And you may love a person, but because this is the way you and your family talk and y'all tease each other and you think it's funny and it's cute. But if it's somebody who did not grow up that way and it's not funny and it's not cute to them, then it's not going to feel like love to them. It's going to feel like hate. Okay? So these are some examples of words of affirmation. Okay, words to affirm the fact that you love them, and they'll hear these words and they'll think that they are loved. They will hear love and they will feel love from you. Okay, so here's an example. I like being in love with you. Okay, that's something romantic to say, when you're just bubbling over with love, you can say, I like being in love with you. Now, you want to be comfortable saying what you're saying. You don't want to sound forced, like you don't mean it, and so there's other things you can say, like, you did a difficult job really well. And you could say, hey, that was tough. However you talk, that was tough. And you killed it, And so, just affirm, and they'll hear love in that. They will hear love in that because that's a part of their love language. Words of affirmation. Words mean things to these people who use that love language primarily as their primary love language. Thank you for looking after me. Thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for always supporting me. Saying thank you and telling them what you're thankful for is an affirmation of love. They will hear love in those words, okay? And they will feel loved, because that's what you want at the end of the day, to make them feel loved. If you love them, if you value them, if you value the relationship, okay? Here's another one. I don't know what I'd do without you. Did they bring you something you forgot at home? Did they, did they have dinner already ready by the time you got there and you were exhausted? Did they pick up the kids? Did they do whatever? Tell them, I don't know what I would do without you, Or if you ask them, can you do this for me? And they run that errand for you. Just tell them, I don't know what I would do without you, You can say that. That's affirmation. And like I said, we're going to try these during the week. You can pick one of these. You can say any one of these or one of your own. This week we're going to try it. And see how their face looks, see how they register it, see if they smile, see if they, say you're welcome, see how it affects them. So we're going to take this quiz. It's going to be a test to see how this affects them. Okay. The next one, you can tell them that you have the cutest dimples. Okay, you have the most beautiful eyes. You have the cutest butt I've seen in a while. Whatever it is, tell them that there's something that is totally cute. It's so cute the way you say that, the way you do that, or your sense of humor is so cute. Whatever it is, tell them something that's cute about them. Something got to be cute about them or you wouldn't be with them. Okay, you can tell them you're doing a great job. Don't give up. If they're working hard at something, she get on a treadmill every 20 minutes every day. They tell you you're doing great. Keep it up. And sometimes, a lot of times we come home, we vent about our problems or whatever, our family members, something that happened. When we get done, we can say, you know what, thanks for listening, because they gave you their time and they gave you their attention, hopefully. So you can thank them for listening. Okay, and they're gonna hear love in that, and they're gonna hear appreciation in that. Okay, feelings of deep affection, fondness, tenderness, warmth, intimacy, attachment. They're gonna hear that in the words that you say. Okay. Your effort and persistence is paying off, especially if they are working towards a goal that is a long way away. Because sometimes we have a tendency to get exhausted when we're working towards a goal that's a long way away. Okay, you want to help them, recognize you've done a lot so far. Don't forget how much you've done. Even though your goal might be a way off, you've done a lot. And that is just persistence, and it's paying off because you're moving closer. Eventually, you will catch your goal. It will come to meet you, okay? And so those are words of affirmation. They hear love. They feel love in those words, and that's how it registers. Warmth, intimacy, attachment, tenderness, fondness, deep affection. That's what you get from those words like that. And by the same token, you don't want to tell them the opposite, okay? If you don't give them words of affirmation and say somebody else compliments her or him in the street, one of the worst things you can say to somebody whose love language is words of affirmation is, she all right. Don't tell her that. Her head will get too big. First of all, you should have been the one to tell her that. And if you didn't tell her that and he beat you to it, then you need to say, I agree. You're right. Smart man, I agree. Okay? Do not step on her compliment. Do not spit on her compliments, because what she's going to feel is unloved, and that dude in the street is going to look better than you. And please believe, when you turn your back, he gonna say, are you happy? If you don't know how to treat you, let me know. And so so be careful that your words don't become the opposite of affirmation. Okay, don't call her names. You're so greedy. Why you eating all that? You're so don't Don't call names, no name calling. Do not curse at her. Now that's definitely mine. So I know that words of affirmation is one of my love languages, okay? Because you cannot curse at me. I do not allow it, okay? Stop cursing at women, Stop cursing at men. Quit cursing each other out. Those are not words of affirmation, okay? Quit talking ugly to each other, okay? Just cut it out. But see, that's a big deal to me because words of affirmation is one of my primary love languages. It's one of my major, I think it's the primary one for me. The secondary one is, I think, touch. But for me, words of affirmation are primary. And if I get too many negative affirmations, you got to go, especially cursing, okay? So don't do the opposite. Don't undo your work. Find out what their love language is. And we're going to try words of affirmation this week, okay? Okay? Okay, good hunting. Y'all have sweet dreams. Wait to find them all real.